Welcome to the Real Estate 401k Show. Here are your hosts, Ryan Gertis, Mike Weinstein, and Justin Frederick, helping you build a legacy of wealth through real estate. Powered by the Real Estate 401k Group at West USA and the Frederick team with Fairway Mortgage and MLS number 625918.
Welcome back to the Real Estate 401k Show. I'm your host, Mike Weinstein, alongside Justin Frederick. We let Ryan off today.
Yeah.
He's got this piece of land he's doing this building on, right? And he's now went out and bought one of those big, giant storage containers.
Yeah.
And so he's getting that all loaded up on his land. I'm like, dude, it's in the middle of the desert. Like, we should have a poker kegger night at this thing to break this thing in while the weather's good.
Yeah, they're big enough. I have one on my land, and it's already almost unbearable hot inside of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But you can can't you open it up, put some fans in?
Well, it's fine at the side where it opens up at, but it's 40 feet long, and I think Ryan got the same size.
Yeah, but I'm thinking of a poker and kegger at night, not in the middle of the
That'll
afternoon.
That'll make a difference, especially if you have it open all day. But
See, I'm just the idea guy. So go ahead and text the word kegger to 623-AZ Recon. All right, so interesting. As I read the headline, I think the natural response is, oh, this is terrible news for Arizona. And I would beg to differ on this, because this headline shows me the opportunity that is here in Arizona, especially for investors. And, well, I'll just go ahead and read the headline. News rankings say Arizona now among the least affordable states to buy a house. So based on Arizona median home price of $428,492, that is up. That is jumped up, and I'll get into where that has jumped up. I'll tell you now. It's jumped up to $440,000. They're expecting, when all the stats come from February, to be at $444. But this is what I thought was interesting, Justin. In 2021, Phoenix median household income was $79,000 a year. They are now predicting it to be closer to $62,000. So we've seen the median home price drop. We've seen median income drop. Median home prices go up, making, again, Arizona one of the least affordable states to buy a house. Where I see the opportunity is more renters. And it sounds I feel like I'm a horrible human being, but somebody's going to make the money. The more renters that are out there, the more income and the more profitability it presents for investors.
You're not a bad guy by saying it.
I'm a bad guy for other reasons, right?
Yeah. The reality is, most of these people aren't going to be able to qualify for a loan because of what debt to income ratio requirements are. So they're going to have housing somewhere. Thank God for investors in their case, because there's probably not enough housing for the amount of people. That's a huge drop in income. Mm-hmm. And then what I noticed on this article was they're expecting it to climb to $440,000 as the median home price in February, from $430 in January.
It's going up
$10,000 in 1 month.
Okay, so let's stop right there. We've been predicting, and I think it's also important to get to the root to it. They're saying, I'm not going to say for the median income, because interest rates don't have any kind of impact on the employment situation out there. But the culprit here right now is high interest rates, and high interest rates are making home affordability harder and harder to reach. But we've been saying this. We've been telling people who've been sitting on the fence that home prices are going to go up. We're seeing home prices going up. So we're going to talk to two audiences here. The first audience is those that are waiting for interest rates to drop, so that they think that home affordability is going to benefit them. They're waiting and waiting and waiting, and they're going to find out that they're going to be outpriced. If you can afford to buy a home right now, okay, get what you can get and start building that real estate portfolio and start building wealth in real estate.
Yeah, what's the worst you're going to do? You're going to lock into the home price at where it's at while the appreciation continues to happen. And then what? If the rates do drop, you can refinance into a lower rate, and you've already secured the home at a lower price. That's a big deal to me. Rather than going out and paying 100% interest rate to somebody by renting their property, you're paying all of their interest, all of their principal.
They're making money off you.
They're making money off of you, while their land value keeps increasing.
Here's the deal. I don't mind people making money off of me as long as I'm making money. But when you're a renter, the landlord's making money off of you and you're making jack squat.
Uh-huh. Yep.
So this made me make me the bad person. What boggles my mind, at the end of the day, if I sit down with a home buyer and they're like, you know what, we've explored all these options and we just don't feel it's the right thing at this time for our family, that's one thing. It's the people that sit there with their fingers in their ear going, la, 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 I can't hear you, that won't take the time to sit down with a real estate wealth manager and sit down with you. I mean, your team is probably the most important aspect of it, and we want to encourage you to text the word AFFORD to 623-AZ-RECON. That's AFFORD to 623-AZ-RECON. When I take a look at my personal wealth, and I'm not by any stretch of the imagination the most wealthiest person in the world, but when I take a look at the opportunities, I've taken a look at the things that I have done in my life, I would attribute it to at least sitting down, talking to an expert, and exploring the options and see if it's something that's viable for me and my family.
I agree. When I sit and meet with a professional, most of the time I'm not going to take everything that they're telling me and apply it, but I'm going to take pieces of it. And a lot of times I learn new things. But if I'm sitting down with them, obviously I'm interested in doing that at some point in my life. And for me to, whether it was tomorrow or 10 years from now, I'd like to get ahead of it and really figure out what I'm getting into. And then maybe I can figure out other ways to go about it as well by talking to other experts. And that's okay. The education portion of it is very important, especially when it comes to the largest investment of your life.
It's like when, how old's your oldest kid?
15.
15, okay. So I am, and Ryan, who's not here right now, Ryan and I are both going through that stage in our life where we have a senior in high school and going through the college selection process. And I'm not going to lie, sometimes I tear up when I think about my dude who's going on. But, he'd from the get-go said, I want to go to Temple University in Tokyo, Japan. Okay. Some kids like to give mom and dad a message saying, you know what, I don't want to live with you. I'm going to go to NAU. I'm going to go to Flagstaff or U of A, go down to Tucson. I don't know what message my son's trying to give me going, I'm going halfway around the world. But he was kind of dead set on it, had, the fingers in his ear going, la, 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 I can't hear you. And I'm like, okay, son, if at the end of the day, this is the best option for you, that's fine. But we need to take a look at all options. We need to take a look at other colleges. You need to explore other opportunities just to see what is out there. Maybe there's something that is better for you, a better opportunity. Then we need to take a look at majors and what are you going to study in. Here are the majors that aren't likely to make you very much money. And here are the majors that, mom and dad, this is what we pursued. And this is what we, which benefited us. And it was a long, dragged-out process, but he was open-minded, sat down, we had these discussions, we did the research. At the end of the day, he's going to Tokyo, in August. But it's the same thing with building wealth. It's the same thing with building a retirement plan. It's the same thing with home buying. It's just, you owe it to yourself, you owe it to your family to take that time and have a discussion and see whether it is something that is doable and understand the benefits of it. You can go talk to mom and dad who aren't investing in real estate or talk to any of the 81,000 licensed real estate agents in Arizona. But as a real estate wealth manager, is what we do. It's understanding how you're going to build wealth and build that retirement through real estate.
And at the end of the day, it doesn't take much of your time to really sit down and get the major pieces of what this looks like and how it would look like today and possibly draw out a plan of what it would look like tomorrow. And we could go through your predictions and all that stuff, whatever you think might happen in the world, and we can show you what that looks like on paper. And I feel like that's a big deal with a lot of individuals to actually sit down and have those conversations and go through the math of what that looks like. But it does bother me that we have so many people on the fence. And I talk to customers still on a daily basis that really truly think that rates are going to get down in the 2s again at one point. And that's really hard for me to believe that that's still out there.
Okay. Let's say it does.
Yeah.
Then refinance when it gets down to 2s, right?
But these people are holding, just like we were talking about.
My son, if he could right now, he would buy a house. He would.
Yeah.
And he took the steps, as you know, you guided him. And we went out and got him a credit card. He's now building the credit.
And good for him for being in the place that he's at and taking care of it.
They gave him a $1,600
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it.
Like,
wow.
You don't know his dad very well. Well, we would love to have that conversation with you. It's a free consultation to just understand the ins and the outs of investing in real estate, building wealth, buying that first home. All you got to do is text the word AFFORD to 623-AZ-RECON. That's AFFORD to 623-AZ-RECON. Real quick, Justin, let's now talk about investors. Price is not everything. There are opportunities all over the country to invest in. The reason that we love Arizona are studies like this. Because jobs are still coming here. They're bringing tens of thousands of jobs every single year. Home affordability is dropping. I am telling you, this is a great place as an investor to invest in real estate.
I agree. And the fact is that we've continued to see these home values continue to rise. And so even through the time where we weren't expecting to see much appreciation of these properties, we've seen it. We're seeing it here on a month. In 1 month, they're projecting $10,000 on the median home price. To me, that's just a crazy number, and it makes me want to buy another house.
I know someone that can help you, pal. Yeah. What are you doing Saturday?
Right.
Well, you know what's crazy too? I just yesterday I got my Edward Jones statement, right? Because my accountant, she for tax benefits, says every year she gives me a number. This is how much you need to put into your SEPT. And I'm looking at the returns and the percentage of returns, and it's not even close. It's not even close. I want to take all that money out and buy another house.
Yeah. Plus, you look at it. I look at it. I like to have diversity, but I like to have a tangible asset, something I can reach out and touch. I love that I can go see what my money's doing for me. I love it.
I love your asset. I like to reach out and touch it.
Oh, boy. I'm sorry for that, folks.
All right, folks. It really, honestly, it doesn't matter where you're at in the real estate process, whether you've never owned a home, you're thinking about buying a second home, or you're a seasoned investor. Our team of real estate wealth managers and Justin's team of mortgage specialists, we are here to strategize with you, help you build that plan. But it takes you reaching out to us. All you got to do is text the word AFFORD to 623-AZ-RECON. That's AFFORD to 623-AZ-RECON.
Thank you for joining us on the Real Estate 401k Show. If you want more information on how to build wealth, click on the link or text us at 623-297-3266. That's 623-AZ-RECON.